Welcome back, guys. Today is going to be a video on a little bit of a recap slash improvements on my clam fish house. Now, a while back is when I built it, and that's when I first got this fish house. These are going to be the upgrades I've done since I've had it, and these are the things that I found out work best for me. I know it's not going to work for everybody this way, but if it could help you guys fish better, be more comfortable in your clam, that's kind of what I'm making for. So sit tight and I'll put this thing together for you guys. Pretty quick and easy. And just like that, I'm ready to take you guys inside. Now there's a few small things that it comes to this fish house that I want almost everybody to kind of take away. And that is this foam floor that I put in. Once I put together. Now, this is something that is simple and easy for everybody to do. And the benefits to this is it adds heat and it keeps you from keeping your feet on the ice, which in turn makes your feet cold. And nobody's having a good day when their feet's cold out on the ice. The head height in this thing, I have no complaints. I'm 6'3" and I fit in here. I can stand up all the way up here. Nobody ever stands up here anyway, up front. But the height in this thing is incredible. You can stand up, you're comfortable. You can have two people even stand up in here and you are still comfortable. That is my first big plus about this clam fish trap. Now, if you didn't see in the video from the intro, this is the Clam Jason Mitchell X200 flip over fish trap. Major plus for me in getting this was how much storage this thing comes with. Look at all this. This is all storage space. And usually what I put up there are like my gloves, my hats, anything that really got wet outside, I put up there. As heat rises, they dry out super fast. We got pockets up here. This is where I tend to put my propane bottles, my little 1-pound cylinders. That's usually where I end up putting those for the fact that I try to keep my propane warm, being that my auger runs off of propane. So that's why I use those for that. I know some people will use them for other reasons, like holding wallets and stuff, but that's kind of just what I've come to put it in there. Moving to the back of the clam fish trap, right back here, is we got another one on each side, one over there and one over there in that back corner. Those I tend to put like my valuable stuff, my wallet, my phone, keys, anything like that, I put back there. That way I know it's not going to drop down the hole, because I've had a few close calls already this year and I don't think that's too funny. Now these fish traps do have air vents up top in the corner, which come in very handy. This thing, one on each side. This thing, the biggest plus it has going for it is how well it retains the heat that you put in here from any heater. I have yet to have to get off the ice because it is too cold outside. The main reason is I run out of propane, which is never fun. I would have to say though, the one thing that contributes to that is having this foam floor in that I'm standing on right here. This foam floor helps tremendously by keeping your feet warm. I think for most anglers on the ice, once your feet get cold, you're kind of miserable. You don't want to be out there. Same for me. I decided to put this in just last year, I think. Yes, it was last year. So I fished with this for a whole year before I put that floor in, or foam floor in. And I've noticed a dramatic difference. Your feet aren't cold. The heat retains a lot better, and you don't have water everywhere. That foam mat really does a good job of keeping the heat up and not on the ice and making big puddles. Being that we're on the subject of the foam flooring, I'm going to go over how I utilize this foam flooring, because some people might have questions about that, and I would like to answer that. Being that we are on the topic of the foam flooring, I would like to go over a little bit on how I utilize it and what each hole is designed to use, at least in my instance. So we got 3 holes in the middle here, 1, 2, and 3. These are my jigging holes. This is what I am jigging out of, you know. As I'm sitting in the seats, those are my holes that I'm using. Now the holes up front here, you can see I kind of have a dead stick rod set up. That's how I use that hole. There's one on each side, one right behind me and one right over there. Those are my dead sticking holes. Put a rod in these rod holders. I'll go over that a little bit later in the video because that's kind of one thing that I'm kind of proud of. I thought about doing. So those are dead sticking holes. These are my jigging holes. This middle one has no use besides I put my live scope down it. That is the only use for this middle hole, unless I bring somebody like my little brother with or something like that. Then they'll fish out of this middle hole. But otherwise, live scope hole. Now, moving on to the next thing that I did inside this fish trap was I made sure I had a rod holder in the back of the sled. And the main reason for that is I have 4 rods. I want someplace to put the 4 rods for whatever reason, for setting up purposes. Easy accessibility. You know, if I'm fishing for crappies with this bad boy from Mossy Creek tackle, it's quick. You know, we got crappies down the hole. It's quick and easy for me to just grab a rod, put it down. Same thing with my walleye rod. There's walleye down there fishing on the bottom. Grab my Mossy Creek rod, put it down the hole. It's quick, easy, accessible, and very simple to use, and they stay put. My biggest reason behind that is I don't like keeping my rod case inside the fish trap. It just takes up too much space. It's very cluttered then, everything's tight, and I like the ability to move things around as I please as the day goes on. I know it may sound very simple, but this little plastic tray, it fits anything from drinks, 12-ounce cans. It can hold jigs when you're changing your jigs and stuff like that as you're going throughout the day. It can hold a bait puck. It can hold phones, you name it. You know, little jig boxes you can put in here. And like I stick my tools back here, like my pliers and things like that. It's just is very versatile, and it's quick and easy to get out of the way to grab something like your bait box down here. Let's move on to something that I think was a big change to this fish trap that kind of makes it more user-friendly, I guess to say. Now we're going to slide over to my power box. So this is the Clam power box. I just installed this past year. I was done hooking up those little alligator clips to the regular 12-volt batteries that you can pick up, little 5 amp hour ones. I was tired of doing that, and it was very annoying to take that strap, unstrap it, take the battery out, you know, hook it up, plug it in, put the battery back in. Try not to forget it when you go back out on the ice. And it never stayed in that box. So I decided to move up to this Clam power box. Now this is what runs my lights, plus my phone charger, GoPro chargers, everything like that. This thing runs, and it will last me, I would say, a solid 3 to 4 to 5 hours. I could put a bigger battery in there, but it's already tight in space. Comes out super simple. So again, this is the Clam power box. One thing that I really do love about this particular box is that it has a little voltmeter on the side there. And if you flip these up, I'll shut that off. You can see you have a charging ports right here and right here to plug in like your USB chargers to charge your phone, anything like that. Moving over, you got a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, which I hardly ever use. Then you got the power switch, and one thing that I think is the biggest game changer is a quick charger plug-in for guys that have Panoptics or the Humminbird, the Helix series, and you got the ice shuttles. You know, this little guy is wonders. It makes everything quick. It makes everything easy. Last thing about this power box is this is on the clam lock system. So this groove in the center here locks onto this puck. There's a puck down here that I installed especially for this system. So all I gotta do is I grab this off the charger, come over here, slide it in, lock it in, it's done. It's not going anywhere. Moving on to some things that I did that kind of made this my own fish trap. Were very small, but I think they make a world of difference. So I put in some of these Rapala rod holders on their, I don't know what you want to call it, little Rapala system, I guess, where they just slide in, lock in, and forget about it. They're simple, they're easy. They come on these little pucks, I think. So this is what I put on the tub right here. You can see that right here. That is this. Now they just screw in 2 screws. Again, simple, easy to do. And that's what I use for my rod holders. Now, super simple, but to me, it makes a world of a difference when it comes to changing your lures, retying your line. It's simple. You don't have to have anything else in your hand. You can focus on the line and the jig, and even coming down to baiting your hook. It's something that it took me a while to find what I actually wanted, and I think this is it. This is exactly what I wanted in this spot. So moving down to the floor to my dead sticking hole up front here, I have that same exact rod holder, just on a pole clamp. So it's quick, it's easy. You take it off by twisting it, and it comes off all in one. This is literally what I got for my dead stick rod. It's super simple, it's easy, and it just works. At least it just works for me and my style of fishing. These rods come off super easy. You just turn the handle, you got it in your hand. Put it back in, it's done. They go on easy, they fit easy, and you can move them anywhere on this pole that you need it. Well guys, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys checking out my video on the progression of my clam fish trap from a couple years ago.